Hey guys, I'm Common Silver, and today I want to do a little bit of a repaint video on the axe that comes with the Playmates Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong. I know this is kind of a random video, but with the monster arts coming out, I really like how that axe looks. And before I get that, I just want my Kong to have a cool looking axe. I also saw Odin make an axe out of foam and a bunch of other materials that looked amazing. And this axe, came with a $10 figure, so I thought it would be a fun little project. So let's get right into it. Okay, let's first get some primer on it. Okay, the Kong axe is all primed up, and as always, I'm going to go in and fill in some of the crevices that didn't get black with some black. I just don't always want to over spray paint these. I just don't want the detail to get lost when I'm trying to get some of that detail in this softer mold. Don't want to completely lose it with the spray paint, so just going to go in there. And I think that's about good. Okay, now that that's dry, I'm going to come in and start painting this bone handle. Let me get a little bit of a darker brown first. And I don't really care how cleanly this goes on, just to nicely get a base coat on there. Always helps to have that primer first, so we'll go ahead and get that brown all over the bone. Now I'm going to go back over the bone with an even lighter brown, make sure it's really dabbed off on my brush so I don't just want to dry brush this on. It actually might be a little bit too little. Let's get a little bit more. Keep bumping into my light. More. Try to brush that in. Okay. Now I've noticed on the SH Monster Arts that towards this bottom bone part, there's quite a bit more of this lighter brown. So I'm going to reflect that in my own. Okay, and we'll dry that off. Okay, now it's time to start painting the blue inside of this dorsal fin. Spoilers, but if you've seen the trailers, you know that this is without a doubt a dorsal fin from the species of Godzilla. Not necessarily from Godzilla himself, but I'm just going to kind of apply a good amount in here. We'll clean it up later, but just get a good amount in there. All the crevices. Okay, let's get this dry. Okay, now I'm going to start mixing a little bit of white. I'm actually going to do it straight on my board. I have this whiteboard out to specifically paint on. So I'm going to put a little bit of white, and I'm going to take a little bit of this blue that we've been painting with. I'm going to mix that in slightly. Make a little bit of like a sky blue. But it still has some of the metallic features. And I'm gonna really kind of get this off of my brush. And towards the base of, or towards the middle of the spine, I'm gonna go in with some of this. Okay, I'm gonna wash off my brush. Now I'm gonna take a tad bit of actual white, just a little bit. And I'm gonna go once more into the center. Trust me, this will all make sense in a little bit. Okay, looks pretty good. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blend out some of this white with a little bit more of our regular blue. And we'll just add a little bit more blue, because we're going to have to put some black around the edges, so we want to still have enough blue. Okay, so I finished blending out. You can see there's kind of a gradient from a lighter white to a darker metallic blue. And it looked kind of rough in the beginning, but once you blend it out a bit, you can get a nice little gradient on that. You just gotta play around with it. Now I'm gonna come in and add the black on the edges. No, I think that's looking pretty darn cool. To finish off the spine, I'm going to wipe off as much black paint as I can from my paintbrush. And I'm just going to slightly dry brush. About that much should be good. One of the last things I'm going to do is come in and paint the wrapping around the handle. I'm going to first come in with a lighter color for this, but I'm going to add a wash later. I just want to make sure that it's visible that this is a different material than what is the bone. Now I'm going to go in with some wash and wash this wrap. Now before I prime this axe for the last time, I'm going to go through and clean up just a few things where it's a little bit messy, but clean that up before I prime it for the last time. Okay, it's all primed up and being wielded by the king himself. I have the axe here in Kong's hand, and I think this came out amazing. I absolutely love this blue. It's a metallic blue, and it really did fade nicely into the white. I know it looked a little bit weird when I was doing it, but it fades nicely once you blend it out. I really like this wrapping around the handle and the axe head itself. I really like how it has a very, very deep wash, kind of like the Kong 2005 stuff. There was a really heavy wash on those. As you can see, the bone is nice and brown and has a little bit of a fading from a lighter brown to a darker brown. But just take a closer look at this axe head. I think that looks amazing. I absolutely love how that looks. And with your repainted Kong, that is truly King Kong. I'm calling it right now. I think once Kong gets his axe, this will signify that he is indeed King Kong. So thank you guys for watching. This was not a hard repaint. This was just with Walmart brushes and Walmart paints. You know how I do it. This was an easy repaint. This is something that all of you should definitely try. And even maybe try to repaint your Kong. It's pretty simple as well, and you can get a nice looking figure that was only $10. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!